Hey everyone, I'm Silverwolf and I thought I would do a video about kittens. Now these are plush cats and other animals from the 90s who make purring noises because they've got like a little mechanism in their heads. It's kind of like a ball within another ball, and one of the balls has little bumps on it. I think that's how it works, and as it rolls around it makes like a little purring noise. So for example, they do that, and all of them do the sort of same thing. So I'll read you some information about these for people who don't know. This is from the website Toy Sisters. I thought it was easy enough just to read something about kittens rather than me trying to say things about them. So it says kittens are a line of plush toys produced by Tyco and DSI. They are notable for their squishy middles achieved by a water bladder that is frequently deflated, and the purring noise they make when they are moved. They have a device in their heads that creates the sound. They made puppies, baby farm babies, bunnies, and teddies. I know, original names, aren't they? They all fall under the umbrella of the master Kittens brand. So that's pretty much all it says. So the ones I have here are all made by Tyco. The Tyco were the ones in the 90s, and then DSI did them in, I think, 2000 and 2001. And the reason that I bring these up is because they are selling for a lot on eBay. I mean, I didn't think anything about my kittens. So my two are the Siamese on the far left and the little black and white one. And the Siamese my parents bought me when I was little, and I absolutely loved her. I took her everywhere. I still actually got the packaging. This is the original kittens packaging from my little Siamese kitten. And on the back, you can see it says, kittens, you'll love how real they feel. So many cuddly kitty kittens to choose from. Tabbies, calicos, Siamese, Persians and more. When you pick one up, she'll purr with love for you. And there's a picture of them all as well. And these are the original Tyco ones, and you can see my ones there. There are some black and white ones, but that one came later. So yeah, I was the strange child who held on to the packaging of the things I had. But I tell you what, now with all this kind of nostalgia craze that's going on, it's quite appreciated, I think. So yeah, I took my little Siamese everywhere with me, and then we went to America in '98, and we went to Texas to stay with my cousin. And well, actually it's mum's cousin as well. She was both our cousins. She was like my second cousin or my great cousin or something. Anyway, I bought the black and white one, and they had redone kittens under the kitty baby kittens name. And at the time I thought, that's stupid. Kittens are baby cats. Kittens are babies. You can't have a baby kitten. A baby kitten would be like, I don't know, a fetus or something. It's just, it didn't make sense. I guess they wanted to like refresh the brand a bit, so they called them kitty baby kittens. And they were also made by Tyco, and a little calico on the end here is also a kitty baby kitten as well. That one I got off eBay. It was originally like 60 odd quid, and I'm just like, I'm not paying that. But I put it on my watch list. They actually dropped it to 20 quid, so I bought it because it's in good condition. This one here is a little bit bigger, and I hadn't actually heard of these, and the website that I read the information from doesn't have anything really about them either. So this one is a kitty jungle kittens plush, and yeah, so that was, I guess it's like a little lion because it's got a fluffy tail, like a lioness cub or something. Although I've never seen a lioness or a lion cub that's more than just brown. This one's got a white belly. I guess they wanted to make it look a bit different. It's also considerably bigger than the others. I mean, the head is quite a lot bigger than the other kittens. The other thing that I wanted to say about these guys is, I'm trying to get them all into the middle of the picture, but there we go. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to say about them was that they've been coming up a lot on the plush groups on Facebook and things like that. This is how I was made aware that they are selling on eBay for like hundreds. It's difficult to get one for below 50, to be fair, and that's pounds or dollars. It's just as expensive in America, it seems, to buy one of these, especially in good condition. They also have some that are in their original packaging, and they're like insanely expensive. I'm not really sure why, because I just don't really know why. Anyway, one of these Facebook groups, and this is what brought this to my attention, was saying, if you remember me mentioning from the website's description, they had like a bladder inside them, which gave them a squidgy body. Now, these bladders are made of rubber. Some of them contained water, and there was actually a recall on some of these because they were bursting and, of course, leaking everywhere, and so kids were having like a soggy kitten. And I was just like, well, that's kind of freaky. I personally don't really like when rubber goes, like when it rots, because have you seen the old things like the Ninja Turtle costumes from the 80s and things like that, and poor old E.T. and things, you know? I was having a conversation with my friend last night about these, and it's literally nightmare fuel. I do not like it when rubber goes kind of hard and horrible. So at the time I had this one out, the little jungle one. Again, I got that one off eBay for pretty much nothing, and I thought, oh my god. And I was squeezing it and squeezing it. I thought, what if it's got one of these rubber bladders inside and it's gone all kind of crispy? And that kind of made me feel a bit sick. So yeah, it felt like there was something crispy inside it. So instead of looking at its label, which tells you what's inside it, I opened up its back, and what did I find inside? A bag of plastic pellets. And it turns out all 4 of these just have a bag of plastic pellets in them. So I'm guessing that the bladders they put in them originally maybe didn't work out, because I've never come across one that contains one of these bladders. Were they like maybe for the very first ones that were made? As I said before, some contained air and others contained water, and it was the water ones that gave the issue. So I stitched his back up, and he was fine, because obviously I make plushies and stuff, so it's easy enough to just I don't know, do surgery on them. So yeah, none of these have the bladders in. They all have plastic pellets inside them, and I should have known that, because when I was a kid I used to read the labels on my plushies, because I just liked reading things, which is funny because originally, like when I was very young, I said, Mum, I'm never going to learn to read, and Mum's like, you should learn to read. And I was like, no, I'll just look at the pictures. And she's like, what about when you go shopping at the supermarket? And I said, I'm just gonna literally, I mean, all the food has a picture of the food on it. You know, a tin of beans has baked beans on the front. I don't need to read. Turns out I became an author, so you know, there's that. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure, as I said, why these are suddenly popular. I loved my 2 I had as a child, especially the little Siamese that I had originally. The kitty baby kittens, the thing that's different with them. Now you've seen this one's got like a bigger head, and he's overall quite a bit larger. His head's bigger and everything like that. The thing that was different about the baby ones is they were a little bit smaller. The bodies are kind of dumpier, and I guess maybe it's a younger kitten. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be, like a younger kitten. The heads are kind of, I don't think they're really as well made. I think that the original ones, they just seem, I mean, look at the faces. This one seems to be, I know they look really sad and they're kind of scruffy, but this one just seems to have a nicer, it's just made nicer. Whereas the baby ones, it's got like too much of a stop for its nose. It looks like it's been squished in, which I never did. You know, it came like that. And this one also is a baby kitten. And yeah, I don't know. I think the position of the eyes and things is slightly different. And these 2 have little dumpy bodies. But yeah, no. So anyway, the thing that made me think about the bladders is someone on Facebook on one of these groups renovated one of these kittens plushies, and basically they found the rubber bladder inside, and it had gone all kind of dry and crispy, so they took it out and just filled it with stuffing, and then, you know, that was that. I think they were doing it for a client or something. Another thing is, it's important that the purr still works in the heads. You know, if you're not aware of these, it's quite, I think, a weird phenomenon. I'm not quite sure why some things from like our pasts, you know, I don't know why some things kind of all of a sudden, oh my god, it's worth a lot of money, and other things fall into obscurity. And I thought these would probably fall into obscurity. I didn't think anything about kittens, and I had no idea they did puppies and rabbits and things like that. I just thought it was cats. I don't recall seeing any other animals. I mean, I would have loved one of the puppies as a child because I love dogs, but and a bunny even because I love bunnies. But yeah, I just never thought about it, really. So this one is very much an original, and it's got little white feet, and all the others have pink feet, which is kind of interesting. I've just noticed that while looking at them, actually. So this original one is, see, it's got its label there. It's from 1992. And then this one here is from 1993. I believe the other two are from 96. Yeah, they are 96. These are all made by Tyco. I don't have any of the DSI ones, so I don't know what the difference is between the Tyco and the DSI ones. I wasn't even aware of those. I think they were available in the UK, but I'm not sure. And they did release several of them, and I can't remember whether they said on the website they were Tyco or DSI, but instead of being natural colours, they were like a rainbow of multicolours, and those are apparently extremely rare. And I've never ever seen one. I've not seen one on eBay, and I didn't know about them until I visited that site and looked at their catalogue of the different ones. So yeah, there's an interesting phenomenon for you, kitty kittens from Tyco and DSI from the 90s and like 2000, 2001. Yeah, do you remember them? Did you have one? Did your mum have one? Let me know in the comments and let me know what you think. If you want to see more neat stuff, you can click the boxes that come up below. As always, if you enjoy what I do, feel free to send me a drink over on Ko-fi. Link is in the description, or YouTube super thanks. And that's all for now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep being awesome. This is Silver signing off.